Welcome to the podcast about venture capital, where investors and founders alike can learn how VCs make decisions and reach conviction. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back for another edition of Investor Stories. On this special segment, the experts describe the most important lesson that they've learned and how that has changed the way they invest. This is the special segment called Lessons Learned. On today's special segment, we have Vic Pascucci of Energy Capital Ventures. Vic, can you tell us a story highlighting a critical lesson that has changed the way you invest?
Early on, I would get enamored by the technology and not give enough attention to the team. And I think early on, it wasn't what I learned is it didn't really matter about the business model at some level. And it wasn't about the tech. It was always about the people and the team that were making it happen. Because time and time again, you'd see the number two technology that had the better team that stuck with it, that could inspire, win the day and hit the big exit. And so, I will always go back to team and always put team as the overlying factor, the most heavily weighted factor in all my investment decisions.
On today's special segment, we have Jonathan Lehr of Workbench. John, can you tell us a story highlighting a critical lesson that has changed the way you invest?
So from scaling Workbench, so this is more as like a GP kind of lesson, it's that as much as you can be a nice person helping your companies, you are at the end of the day somewhat limited by your fund size relative to the stage that you invest. So a lot of firms have elbows out and will try to cram you down either rounds you're looking at or follow-on rounds. So just make sure that if you're going to be doing a lot of work for a company, that it makes sense for your own portfolio construction model. Because sometimes you may think, especially in this environment, I'll start off with this check, then I'll get that invested into the company. I think those days are no longer here right now, at least for the foreseeable future, because at every stage, there's more competition than ever. There's more people trying to buy secondaries to gobble up more than ever. So put your stake in the ground in companies you love and, go all out with them.
Any thoughts on that first check-in when you're co-leading or there's somebody else that is at the table already and you're trying to make it work for your model?
So we're very stringent on it. Every firm is different, but for us taking this concentrated approach, we need to get to 15 to 20% ownership in every company. And we've done a bunch of deals already in Fund 3. And the good news is we hit that on the head. And but it does mean that we're saying no sometimes to great opportunities, to my earlier comment, right? There's a bunch that I'm sure we'll kick ourselves and be like, I wish we were in this, but we have a construction model. We have a way that we see the world. We have the work that we put in with our companies. And if the math doesn't work out, we just can't be involved there. And, at the end of the day, the flip side of it is there's so many amazing opportunities as the total enterprise stack is being rewritten. So, you miss this one, but then you get into that one and the numbers work out and you get to work with this incredible founder. So at the end of the day, it's been working out for us so far.
On today's special segment, we have Marcelino Pantoja of Measurement. Marcelino, can you tell us a story highlighting a critical lesson that has changed the way you invest?
One of the things that I've learned is that in the business that we're in, it doesn't matter who you work with and how you build a relationship with them over the long term. And how do you build that level of trust so that they can share with you the information that you need in order to be able to allocate capital to those opportunities, whether that's on the opportunity side or on the capital side to raise funds in order to provide that. And throughout all of this, I've learned how important it is to be transparent, to help, and to provide support to people in order to build that relationship over time. As much as as technologists, we want to think that we can just build the tools and people will come to it. A lot of it really is just done by a level of trust. So I don't have a specific lesson, but more that every single time that I work at this, and as I raise capital and help deploy capital, that is still inherently just based all on trust, that there is this fundamental belief that what we're doing is to help create new companies, that help create new products, that help solve problems that then creates value over time.
That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.